So, you ready for the stat? Here's what it looks like. According to the Crime Prevention Research Center, gun-free zones, areas where guns are prohibited, have been the target of 94% of all mass shootings.
This is what Brother Viking was talking about right there, yo. Right there. 94% of the time, the target area is a gun-free zone when these people who need help decide to act. 6% of the time, they go into a non-gun-free zone. Why is that? Why is that? Because even the person who ain't right in the head understand if I go into a gun-free zone, that means the law-abiding citizens who have weapons will not bring their weapons to the gun-free zone. That's what that means. So I'm going to go there. Soft target. I'm going to go there. So that's what it is. Brother Penny, don't be fooled. Florida's still the gunshine state. Hey, man, hey, it's funny when I go places, like I said, I'm always armed. But when I'm out and about, most of the people that are out, that I see are out, they're not armed. They're not armed at all. And I carry legally. I don't carry my weapon in the places where I'm not supposed to have my weapon and everything. I follow the rules. Why? Because I am a law-abiding citizen. Brother Viking, 100% on point. Yep, you talked about it earlier. Sister Candace, they don't want the smoke. Exactly. They don't want the smoke, but they want to go out here and they want to hurt innocent, unarmed people. They want to take advantage, full advantage of the system. Why? Because we're operating outside the law. They're illegal. So at the end of the day, it don't even matter what the restrictions are and what the laws state. You decide to go do something illegal, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. There are more guns in this country than people. It might take you a little bit longer to find what you're looking for, but you're going to find it. If you got the money, somebody's going to sell it to you. I mean, Brother Viking, they never attack the strong. They attack the weak. Facts. Facts. They ain't running up in the police station like the Terminator. They're not doing it. Let's continue.
Let me say this one more time. Areas where guns are prohibited, 94% of all mass shootings have been in those areas, which means only 6% have been in areas that are not prohibited, where somebody can have a license to carry. The criminals don't want to go shooting there because they know somebody has a gun. But in areas where people don't have guns, they're like, I'm going to feel more confident, go to this area. 94%. The staggering number is why such designated areas are referred to as soft targets, meaning unprotected and vulnerable.
There it is right there. You can't put it any plainer. And these people, something ain't right with them. So they know where to go. They know how to read. They know where it is. They see the signs. They know where to go. This is what it is. Now, people's like, well, still 4% of the time. Yeah, 4% of the time they're going to run up in wherever they're going to run up in. I'm not certain, but Texas has very, very liberal concealed carry laws and stuff like that. I think they have constitutional carry there as well. That mall should have been in the 4%. I don't think that mall was a no-go for weapons. So, again, you would think someplace like Texas, there'll be more armed people. Didn't look like anybody was armed. I mean, it didn't look like it. So, again, thank goodness that law enforcement officer was there, that police officer, that sheriff, or whoever he was, thank goodness he was nearby, because the numbers would have been way higher if he wasn't.
94% of shootings has happened in a gun-free zone. Could that 94% change if those areas became an area where people can have a license to carry? Would the criminal and the shooter say, I'm going to be thinking twice before I go into this movie theater or this church or school because somebody may be carrying. I'm not going to mess around. Maybe, maybe not. I think the answer is yes. And by the way, do you hear when they say mass shooting? Mass shooting. 293 mass shooting in 2022 as of June 28th. And we're like, oh my gosh, so many mass shootings. What's going on here? I don't remember the numbers being this big. Well, they don't tell you the definition. Mass shooting is when 4 or more people got shot in one incident, but nobody died. A mass murder is when 4 or more people died in a shooting, okay? So which number is more scary, 293 or the number for mass murder in 2022 as of June 28th is 14? Now, 14 is a big number, period. 1 is too many numbers that we have, but 1 scares people. 14 doesn't scare you. If we say 293, you're like, that's so many of them. But 14, that's not marketing when they talk about numbers, right? Having said that, let's take a look at what's in.
He has a really good point there. When he said that, I'm like, wow, those are 2022 numbers. 14, I believe we're over that mark now for mass deletions in 2023. I'm almost certain we're over that mark, especially with this last one here in Texas. But I mean, I could be wrong. But here's the thing: we know that's not going to be the last one. Allen, Texas is not the last one. So when the next one occurs, it's definitely going to push us over that mark for mass deletion. But the mass shooting thing, he has a good point, Brother Paul. But if someone goes on mass shooting, they know the outcome will have them outnumbered by law enforcement, possibly ending their lives, unless the officers are from Uvalde. Good point. Like the other one in Texas where the guy was, deleting, popping at his neighbors, deleting his neighbors, he got away. There were a couple other ones. There was another one, I think it was in Texas as well. This was execution style, and that shooter got away. Then there was the one in Atlanta in the bank. No, in the doctor office or hospital or something like that. And I think there was 4 women deleted, but multiple, more was shot. He got away. And it took some hours, maybe a day to get him. So the soft target, you can get in there, do your damage, and get out of there before law enforcement shows up. Law enforcement will be over here trying to secure this area. Meanwhile, you're miles and miles away. But I think a lot of these people, because they need help, they don't plan on getting away with this carnage. They know people are going to come. It's just maybe they also know, like, I have a better chance of not running up against someone with a weapon if I go into one of these no-go zones. But I feel you, Brother Paul. Brother Viking, this is one of the main reasons why I homeschool. They won't protect my son. I won't ever trust a system like this. I think about it every day, bro. Every day I drop my daughter off for school, I kiss her, and on her forehead, she gets out. I tell her I love her, and I wonder, like, will I see her? Like, it's crazy, bro.